Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to CWA Local 1108.
Last year I voted against the Trade Promotion Authority, also referred to as TPA. After reading the bill, after reading the draft text of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, and hearing from thousands of constituents almost entirely in opposition to TPA and TPP, all with outstanding questions on the merits. TPP has been called NAFTA on steroids. After reading it, I would absolutely agree. Now it's not too late or too early to recalibrate and re-engage in a way that the American public feels like their voices and input are being heard. I look forward to working with everyone here, the employers and the employees, the CEO and the regular Joe, and get on the same page as much as possible. Working together, we must continue to insist on advancing trade agreements that strengthen the middle class, place America first, and deliver more opportunities to Long Island families.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We are here together this morning to express our thanks to Congressman Zeldin for standing with us in our fight to stop our country from entering into another trade agreement that would kill American jobs, the TPP. Labor, community groups, food safety and environmental groups all came together to educate and mobilize our members to reach out to their members of Congress. And what did they ever? Thankfully, Congressman Zeldin was listening and saw the TPP for what it was. The increase of trade deficits with China and other low-wage countries have forced our working men and women out of good-paying careers with great benefits and into low-paying jobs with little to no benefits. We must stop this race to the bottom that the American worker has been forced to endure. Any future trade agreement that the U.S. looks to join must raise the standards of those foreign workers so that American workers are not forced to compete with low-wage workers, such as those in Vietnam that make an average of 52 cents an hour.
If there was any question why American workers felt left out by the political and economic system, our global trade agreements provide the answers. Elected leaders of both parties promised that our trade agreements would protect workers and create jobs. Just the opposite took place. Tired of the lies. The United States Trade Representative said that TPP included the highest labor standards of any trade agreement. In fact, TPP undermined workers' rights worldwide.
These folks represent the working men and women of this community. This legislation, if not for people like Congressman Zeldin, would have decimated all of us. Does anybody have any questions?
James Fedor with Newsday. It looks like TPP is dead, but we have existing trade agreements. We have NAFTA, we have CAFTA, we have the FTA, we have the World Trade Organization. Congressman, since you're in the majority, what do you and your conference want to do in terms of the existing trade agreements we have?
I can speak for myself, can't speak for the conference. And also, having heard the president-elect weigh in on this issue that you're asking about, I believe that there is very strong bipartisan support for renegotiating deals that have been entered into previously, where we can get a better agreement that would put America first, that would help sell made in America products, that would help the American economy, American companies, and the American worker. These are some principles that bring us all here together this morning.
I would like to hear from you today. Would you be our partner and our ally to fend off any attacks of collective bargaining rights for the builder trades, for private sector unions, and our brothers and sisters in the public sector?
Well, I appreciate the question. I have, over the course of the last couple of years, but working with many of the people here on a lot of votes, some that are amendments to other bills, some are bills itself. I have proudly stood with you on a lot of these fights. Every single time that there's been a vote to gut Davis-Bacon, to remove it, to make changes to it, I've consistently opposed those efforts. The number one issue for all of you over the course of my first term was your opposition to Trade Promotion Authority and TPP, and I proudly stood. There were votes as it relates to VA employees and not allowing union leaders to be able to do their union business on official time. Voted against that. The Amtrak reauthorization. There have been a number of times where labor has weighed in. I can probably give you a couple dozen different examples. We are a state that is well organized. This is a pro-labor state that we live in. And if there are other colleagues that I have who go to Congress coming from a right-to-work state, and they're passing, they're introducing legislation that wants to impart their ways on New York, I would encourage them to keep their focus on their policies and their politics within their own state, to do what they think is best for them, and we'll do what we need to do to take care of ourselves. But we don't need people coming from other states that are not as labor friendly as New York is, and telling us how to do our own business. And that's something that potentially can see its way into a piece of legislation or a vote. But that would be my proactive message before that vote is even thought of.
So being that you raised it, right to work, I mean, again, that's another item that we fear that could be on a national agenda. So did I hear you clearly that if a national right to work is put for you as a vote, you will vote with organized labor and vote
opposed.
against national right to work?
I am opposed to that. That's not a new position. That's something that I've consistently believed, actually going back to being in the state legislature.
Okay, because that statement there is music to our ears.
The highest
Oh,
note.
yeah.
And I have to give you credit. I mean, you came right out and said there'll be times that we will not be on the same page. But if we have an opportunity to talk about our issues, to present our side, so that you will listen to us, the next 2 years should be good for both of us, both of our sides. And we thank you for today. We thank you for what you just said.